Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a training time and I am going to be telling you guys a little bit about my weekends, or last weekend I guess you could say. This is about horses again. I know I made a video previously about this, but I kind of want to share some experiences that I've had with horses, just because not everyone has the privilege to ride horses, and so I kind of want to share my stories, and that way you guys can also get to know a little bit more about me. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So last weekend, I'm going to specifically be talking about Saturday, because that's when all this happened. So I had a real show. The weekend that I talked about before was a barn show. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So basically on Saturday, we went up there around 11, I think is when we were up there, and we were able to find my barn and everything, because they were at like these fairgrounds is where the show was taking place. So we found where my barn was, just setting up and like is stabling their horses there, and I was riding the same horse, Venny, that I rode with the barn show. And so no one was there when we first got there because everyone was watching one of the adults that boards her horse there. She's a Western rider, so everyone was watching her showing. And I said hi to all the horses, and then they came. And basically, fast forward after getting my hair done, because you have to have them in like these low buns, and then tacking up the horse and just spending a couple hours there, hanging out with my friends, getting changed, because you have to wear show attire. I do hunt seat riding with my barn, so I had to wear a white long sleeve, riding shirt, and then I had to wear tan breeches. I don't have tall boots, I have just paddock boots, so I wore paddock boots, and then I have breeches that have cuffs on the bottom, so I didn't need chaps. So yeah, and then I had my helmet, obviously, and yeah. So we basically, that was the show. They started showing my age group like around, I think, 1, like a little after 1 or something. And we were like, my show was 6th out. So like there were like 5 shows or 6 shows in front of my show. So, and each show is about 6 to 8 minutes long. So we went out there just after 1, and basically we tacked up. So you tack up, and then we mounted the horse and we walked to the practice arena to get ready. And then we did some practicing. Venny was really excited. So he was cantering a little bit. So I was a little scared that he was going to canter in the show, because I thought like we would wait maybe half an hour to the most, and then we would show. But that's definitely not the case. I didn't know how much time passed. I was just on a horse, and it's very hot where I am. So I was on a horse for, after, which I didn't know, 2 hours. I sat out there for about 2 hours on Venny, being bored. And we went out there right at 1, basically. And so we were out there for about 2 hours. My show... No, it was actually longer than 2 hours, because we came back to the barn around 4. No, I showed at 4. My parents said that I showed at 4. And then, so that means if we went there right at 1, that means I spent 3 hours out there. wow. I spent 3 hours on a horse not doing anything, but standing there in summer heat. Yeah, I didn't realize that. But anyways, then we went to a practice arena that was closer to the arena where you show, and there we did some trotting. It's actually pretty small, so like it was a big, where we first went out to practice, there was a small covered arena, and then it connected to a big arena that was out in the sun. So we did some practicing, like trotting, because I just did walk trot, and out in the sun, and then we came back under waiting, and then we waited for about 3 hours, and then there was a little path that led to a small arena that connected to the big arena where you showed. And then I waited there for about 10 minutes while I did some warm-ups, 2 trots around. Venny was super tired, by the way. Just to say, if Venny and I would have went out there when we first came out there, I think we would have done better than what we did. We did good. I'm about to say like how we did, but he was really slow. He was trotting really, really slow. He was tired because we were out there in the heat for, like I said, 3 hours. When we first got out there, he was nice and excited, and even though he's a bit like excited and he wanted to canter, I mean, I could have let him canter out. Like, I could have did a bit more practicing, let him like canter, and then we would have been fine. But no, we waited there and he was really, really tired. So yeah. But yeah, he was really slow, and like I had to like move him a lot. Like I had to move him, like I had to kick him really hard because he wouldn't move. He literally would not move, and that's Venny sometimes, but at shows he's really, really excited. Like at the barn show, he was really fast. Like he was really good at the barn show, but here we waited out in the sun, and so he was really slow. So yeah. But then we did a little more practicing, and then we went out there, and so there was 2 shows, equitation and showmanship. I don't know which one was first and which one was second, but we in both times I just made sure I was looking good and that Venny was moving. So yeah. So the first one, so basically what you do is you line up at the end. They call you in, and the judge is facing a specific direction, and then they like say to line up, and then you and your horse have to turn at a specific spot where you can come straight in. So with the first time, Venny was being his self, where he just wanted to get things over with, where they called lineup. I was on a spot where you can't turn in because otherwise you would basically change your diagonal, and then so he turned in as soon as he saw the judge, which is not good, and he basically just turned as soon as they called it. And so I had to bring him out. He was already a lazy pony by then. He was like, I just want to walk and stop. And so I was just like, okay, fine, I'm going to turn you around. We're going to trot a little ways, and then we're going to turn right back in, because I didn't know what to do in that situation, because I just didn't know what to do. So yeah, I have to make sure that I have to keep my inside leg on him and my outside rein steering him, because he was being a lazy pony in the end. And then you have to look pretty and basically do a smile, which I don't like when you have to smile but you don't want to smile. Like, I smile when I'm with my when I'm with the horses and when I'm having a good time, but there you have to do a fake smile, and I think people can tell when you have a fake smile, which is like, so I tried to not keep it like that. I tried to picture myself doing something fun with the horses, and that helped. So yeah. And then basically they have to take your photo. So something that I think I messed up on was that I like to praise Vinny a lot because he's a lazy boy. And so I was just praising him. I was petting him. Like, I wasn't like basically showing that I was petting him. I was just telling him that he was a good boy and patting him like softly, you know, like lifting my reins out of my hands, like not a lot that they could tell, but then, and that this was like before and after they took photos of me, which I don't even know why they do that. Okay, I don't know why. But yeah, so then after that, they started with hunt seat, which is what I do, and then they went to saddle seat, which is what they combine. They combine saddle seat and hunt seat together into the show. And there were three hunt seat people and a lot of saddle seat people. So I was one of the three, and then there were two more. And the first show, I don't remember if it was equitation or hunt or equitation, or was it equitation or the other one. I forget what it is, but I said them before and I forget it. Equitation or showmanship. I don't remember which one was first and which one was second. But the first one I did was I got third place so I got basically last place, which I was okay with that because, I mean, it's still good. I mean, that was our first real show. And then, if you get first place, then you do a victory lap, which I didn't get first place. I got third, and then if you don't get first place, then you just head straight into and leave the arena. And then basically for this, there were two first place winners. There was a saddle seat and a hunt seat winner. That's basically what it was. So there would be two first place people doing their victory laps. But then, like I said, if you don't get first place, then you just go and head back into the small little arena where you practice. And so that's what I did. I turned my horse around. Then there were two people out there, one for saddle seat and one for hunt seat. The one that was giving out hunt seat ribbons gave me my ribbon. And then I went to my trainer. And basically the owner of the barn and my trainer was there. So the owner of the barn took my ribbon because we had another show, either equitation or showmanship, and so you can't really have a ribbon when you do that. And then we went to the middle, like there were buckets for each barn, so we went there for a minute, let the people that got first place, come back in after doing their victory lap, and then you trot into the arena. And you have to make sure on the correct diagonal, and that you can also move your horse, obviously. So then we trotted in, and Venny was actually more speedy the second time. I think he was just like getting ready to take a nap when I told him that we have to go because we were standing out there for 3 hours. So yeah. And then let's see. I'm trying to remember. So yeah, we trotted on in, everything was fine. And then he actually did better when they called, actually what I messed up because apparently I didn't know this. When you make your transitions, when you're trotting and they call for you to walk, you're supposed to keep trotting till you get to the end of the side that you're on, which I didn't know that. So I just went straight into when they called it, I just went down into a walk because I didn't know that. So I did that, which I think messed me up, and I lost like points for doing that. So I mean, yeah. And then let's see. I can't remember. But yeah, I think that messed up. And then when they called to line up, I was perfectly ready to line up. I think I was walking, then they called to line up. And so basically they were facing my direction. And I was on the wall where I could just turn my horse and tell them to trot, so they would then come in. We actually came in a bit crooked. Venny didn't want to stop, so like we came in front of the other people, which you're not really supposed to do. You're supposed to line up with the other people on your horse's heads, like all straight with each other. And then, so yeah, and then we turned in, and they didn't take photos this time. Instead of praising Venny, I didn't do anything. And then once they announced the winners, like I started saying like that he was a good boy. And then they announced the winners, starting with Hunt Seat, and I got second place. So the first time I got third place, and the second time I got second place. So that was pretty fun. And I think that was good. He had a bit more speed at the second time. We did mess up at the second time, but I mean, we did something right. Also, with the second time, Venny decided that he was done with it, and the Hunt Seat judge, he decided to go turn it and start trotting into her. So I had to quickly pull my reins where he would not run into her and, turn him back to the wall. So I think I saved her life or something. I don't know. I mean, Venny was kind of tired of it. I would understand that. But yeah. And then when we were done, we walked back to the barn. They basically took him, and I was able to give him an apple because I brought an apple for him, and like I gave him an apple because his favorite thing's apples. He actually likes peppermints, but he prefers apples over peppermints. And then I gave him the apple, and it was feeding time. I always ride Venny at feeding time for some reason. Just always happens like that. And then, yeah, they actually took Venny there to the fairgrounds just for me because I was the only one riding him, and I was only riding him on Saturday. Like, no one was riding him on Friday, which is another day they were showing, and Sunday, which was another day they were showing. No one was riding him. I was the only one riding him, which is kind of cool, I think. So yeah. So I got third place, and then I got second place. Venny got an apple and a lot of pats for being a good boy. But I think that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye!